Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a long time since I've actually recorded a sit down video. I am going to film my December favourites today. I know a lot of people actually skip these and they just do their year favourites, but I'm going to do both because there are things that I've just been loving in December that I've newly discovered, and then of course there's things that I've been loving all year. So the first thing I've got is this Freedom Pro Highlight Powder in Ambient. This was recommended by Miss Budget Beauty because she's the ambassador of the brand, and I picked this up because it's supposed to give you an all over glow, and it absolutely does that. It's amazing. It's really finely milled, and I will put this on every morning instead of face powder, and it just gives you the most amazing glow without looking too over the top. The only downside to this product is that it doesn't last very long. I've been using this for a little over a month now and I'm nearly finished, but it is only around £3 or £4, so it's not going to break the bank. So as you can see, it is really finely milled, and this is how it swatches. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I will just apply this all over my face for an all over glow, and it's especially good in the morning when I'm really getting ready in a hurry but I still want to look put together and nice, especially if I'm doing my foundation really quick. It also helps to hide any imperfections. I know they have a couple more of these that I really want to try, but I think they're more actual highlighters instead of all over powders. But I really love this. I think this has become a holy grail product for me, and for the price it's amazing. So if you are thinking about getting it, definitely try this one. And this is in Ambient. I don't know if I've said that already, but this is the first one I think everyone should get. The next thing I've got is a palette from Revolution. I know this brand's been out for a couple of years now, but I've only recently tried any of their stuff. And this is the Radiance palette. This is meant to be a dupe of the Hourglass palette, which I think is around £60, so there was no way I was going to buy that. The first thing I will say is that this isn't as good as the Freedom one, so I think if you're going to get one, only get this, but it is still a really good product. There is a powder in here that's supposed to give you an all over glow, but it's very subtle. It's not as nice and noticeable as this one. I know this is quite a popular product because it's sold out everywhere where I was looking. I had to go to several Superdrugs to find it. So this is what the palette looks like. This one is more of a bronzy colour, this one is the all over powder, and then this one is more of a highlight. And they are very subtle, but they do still give a really pretty glow. But I do prefer the Revolution one, but this is still a really nice palette and I have been really enjoying it. I know they also sell these as singles now, or they're about to, so if you only want the one colour, because I haven't used the bronze one at all, so I'd probably just buy these two from now on. The next thing I have is another Freedom product, and this is one of their blusher palettes, and this is the Bronze and Baked blusher palette. This is actually the first blusher palette I've bought in a long time. I have a few from... Does anyone remember the brand Fashionista that used to be at Superdrug a couple of years ago, where you would basically buy individual blushes and build them? I have one of those, and that's probably the only blusher palette that I have. But this would be good for, really good for travel, which unfortunately I don't travel very much, sadly, but it is still a really pretty palette. So this is what the palette looks like. I haven't used very many colours, but the colour that I have been using the most is this one here, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it is incredibly pigmented. I don't know if you can see that there. This was around £6, which is an amazing deal for the amount of product you get in it, so I'd really recommend this. A lot of their other palettes didn't really interest me, so I only ended up getting this one. The next product I have is another glowy product. I love glow, as you can probably tell, and I know the lighting's very bright today. That is one of my pet peeves on YouTube, when people moan about the lighting, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but it is a bit bright. So sorry if I am a bit too bright. The flat I film in, it's either too dark or too light, so this is what I'm working with at the minute. So this is an eyeshadow from MAC. This is one of their pressed pigments. I don't think you can get it anymore. This is in Warming Heart, and I've had this for a couple of years now. I've hit pan on it, and these are so much better to use than just normal pigments because they're nowhere near as messy. And I've been wearing this as my eyeshadow nearly every day. And it's very subtle. You do need to build it up a bit, but on the eye it just looks amazing. I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you can see. So that's the colour a bit more built up, and it just looks amazing. I don't know if MAC still does this. I don't tend to buy many MAC products anymore, but if they did have more of these, I would definitely go and buy them again because they are really good. I think this was around £16 when I got it, which is quite expensive, but they do last a long time, and pressed eyeshadows and pigments are definitely my favourite type of eyeshadow, so I would spend a bit more. Okay, so the last makeup product I have is a lipstick from Gosh, and this is in the shade 146 Cappuccino. I had this before a couple of years ago and I really liked it, and it also reminds me a lot of MAC's Viva Glam Gaga, the Lady Gaga lipstick, the second one that came out. It must be around 5 years ago now, and I loved that. It's much more of a brownie nude than a completely pale nude, so it doesn't wash me out completely. This is what it looks like, And these Gosh lipsticks are amazing. They're really smooth and buttery to apply. They're not drying at all, and they do smell very similar to the matte lipsticks as well, if you like that smell. But this I think was around £8, so it's quite pricey for a high street lipstick, but I think they are worth it for the money because the formula is really nice. And I love this because it's much more of a brownie nude. It's not as pale as some nudes that tend to look a bit washed out on me. So if you do want a more neutral lipstick, this is what I have on today. I would recommend this. The last product I have is a skincare product from Freedom, and I was a bit reluctant to actually put this in my favourites because this is meant to be a dupe of the Pixie Glow Tonic, which I have and I really like. But I saw someone had sent Karen in Hirons, who is like a skincare goddess, asking her to do a review of this on Instagram, and she basically responded to the person saying, don't buy it, the ingredients are terrible. And I'd already bought it at that stage. If I'd have seen that, I wouldn't. But as I had bought this, I decided to use it, and I actually prefer it to the Pixie Glow one. It's not as drying, and I noticed more of a difference when I use this. I don't know if it's because it's cheaper. I use a lot more of it. I'm quite stingy with the Pixie Glow because it's quite expensive. It's around £18 and I've had mine about 6 months. And I'm quite reluctant to use a lot of it because I don't want it to run out quickly. Whereas with this, I've been using this a month and I've used around that much already. So I don't know if it's because I'm using more product that I notice a lot more of a difference with this, but I actually prefer this one, and I probably will repurchase this over the Pixie Glow. I haven't noticed any problems with my skin with using this, but again, I don't know if it's because I'm using more. It actually tends to stop if I do have breakouts, which I do tend to get quite a lot, unfortunately. It stops them basically getting bigger and getting worse when I do use this. So if you do want to try this, I would recommend it, but just be mindful that the ingredients aren't the best, but I haven't had any negative side effects to it. So those were my December favourites. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.